Hello, Solo Board Game Guide here, and in this video I'm going to take you through the Game Master's Apprentice, which is a set of prompt cards for solo RPG play, idea generation, or for dungeon masters who are wanting to run a game. It's based around this incredibly well designed set of prompts, and I just want to show you the location I'm in tonight because it's pretty special. And check this out for a place to film. Someone's created a table and a throne of stone to sit on for me to film this video. So let's get into it. So this was a Kickstarter by Larsenous Designs, and it's something that I use an awful lot. As regular watchers of the channel know, I'm actually designing a board game at the moment. Do check out the playlist, which is up here. And essentially it's a set of prompt cards for coming up with campaign ideas, and more to the point, it provides even more inspiration for that for me personally, because I want my entire game to fit in a box like this. It's a Solitaire RPG/fantasy adventure game, and this is a deck of 66 cards, 6 of which are instructions, and they all follow this kind of formula. There's lots and lots of information on here, and you can use it in a huge variety of ways. But just to show you how I generally use it, we've got 3 words here. Basically what you do is you draw 3 cards. So first one, we have clarify. This is for coming up with a scenario. Second one, metaphorical. Fear. So clarify, metaphorical, fear. Those 3 words themselves can give the idea for a scenario or even campaign. So it's entirely up to interpretation. So clarify, metaphorical, fear could perhaps be an old children's rhyme about some kind of creature of the night that abducts children, and adventurers are going to go off and try and find out the root of the disappearance of children, or whether there's any truth to this. So that's just one off the top of my head. Perhaps I've got something that was a little bit less obvious, and that was not particularly obvious. But we've got various other prompts that can come into play. So here we have runes. So choosing a rune at random, we've got a little chart, and let's have a look. So this rune here is Lagiz, apparently. It gives us a bit more information. Healing, rest, renewal, dreams, the underworld, the imagination. So that particularly jumps out at me, because it's something from the dream world. So perhaps it could be creatures that come out at night, haunt children's dreams, perhaps abduct them. Yes, I do have quite an active imagination myself. So further to the runes, there's also a symbol ready for free-form abduction. This one jumps out to me here. It's a little evil book. So perhaps the power of these creatures that haunt children's dreams is coming from some kind of evil wizard. It's a spell, perhaps. So maybe to stop the chain of abductions, the wizard needs to be tracked down and dealt with. Now that's generally how I'm going to be doing it. If you stay tuned, I'm going to give you a few sets of 3 words for you to have a play with, and I want you to put in the comments what kind of stories come to your mind. It's a great way of coming up with quest ideas and ideas on the fly if you're a game master, or DM, or whatever they call them these days. So let's have a look on the cards. You get this sort of index, for want of a better word, and it tells you what all the different bits are. So 1, this is a difficulty generator, and I think it's a bell curve from 1 to 10. So if I wanted at random just to find out how difficult something is, perhaps I wanted to scale that cliff, then I could find out actually it's 2. If it's likely that I'm going to be able to do something, then I've got good, even, and bad odds. So if the odds are good, randomly I'll have yeses and no's, more yeses for good chances, and for evens I've got yeses and no's, and bads there'll be slightly more no's than yeses. So that's a way of just on the fly, without dice rolls, coming up with likelihood of success. Down here we've got a scatter, so that's pretty clever. So if you were to be playing a war game of some description, you could just draw a card at random, look for the scatter, and see which way, say, a projectile lands. We've got some sensory snippets here. So perhaps in my first hunt for this wizard that's creating dreams from which children have been abducted, I find myself in, would you imagine, an abandoned quarry. So in my first encounter, from a distance I hear the growing rumble of hooves. Perhaps I see on one of these rocks rows and rows of glyphs and sigils, suggesting that perhaps I'm near. I feel a friendly purr against my leg. A cat, maybe a familiar, has arrived. And I've even got a smell, a goblinoid body odour. So perhaps in this area, goblins are going to be my first encounter. So you can see the kind of ideas that you can come up with really, really quickly. We've also, if you want to generate an NPC pretty quickly, then we've got some names. We've got a virtue and vice. So we could have Bowden, who is very loyal, but it's hard to get into action. He's good old Bowden. He suffers from sloth. Perhaps in Bowden's possession, he has a longbow. And the catalyst for him getting involved in this is, let's have a look. Perhaps he's just stuck and he needs your help to get him back on his way. But in return, he's helping you in your quest. Maybe you meet him in a cathedral. So there's lots and lots of different options. And it's a fantastic tool. I think you can actually get it off Drive-Thru RPG. It's a print and play now. You can download it as PDF, but really beautiful cards. And it's the first time I've actually ordered something from Drive-Thru RPG, and they have given a fantastic quality product, which has given me lots of inspirations in more than one way. So like I said, my game won't fit in one of these boxes, complete with 10mm miniatures and some mini RPG dice. So what I'll do is I will leave you with a few pairings of words and let me know what ideas you can come up with. So let's start drawing. Just before we get into the game where you're going to suggest storylines from the words I give you, just want to draw your attention to this, which are all the different RPG dice and a random value for each one. So D4, D6, D8, D10, and so on, all the way around. So even if you don't have a set of dice with you, you can say roll 1d8 and we get a roll of 3. It's just ingenious. You could essentially play an entire game just from this one deck of cards, and of course they're all double-sided, so they're just an endless list. Right, so let's get into it. I think we'll do 5. I think it's achievable. Let me know your storyline. So story 1, we have pacify artificial emotions. Pacify artificial emotions. Number 2, trick. Oops. Scientific child. Trick a scientific child. Work on that one. Regenerate. Humble. Tension. Oh, that one's pretty cryptic. I'll be looking for the glyphs for that one. Regenerate, humble, tension. Interesting. 4, possibly. Confront. A momentary mystery. Oh, that's a good one. Perhaps better if it was confront a spiritual mystery, but the cards have spoken. Let's go for one more. Ponder a bygone monument. Haha, that's another cracker. So as you can see, lots and lots of options from these. Do let me know in the comments what kind of storylines you can come up with. And yeah, what a fantastic product that I thoroughly recommend you buy. That is Game Master's Apprentice by Larsenus Designs.